Section 1, 17 and 18-year-old young men steeple underway. This is J.R. Jones of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, out quickly, establishing the pace for this first section.
Jumping in flight 1 of the 17, 18-year-old boys. Long jump is complete. Here are some of their top jumps. Cameron Mustafa from Team Illinois USA, 19.4 1/4. Elliott West from the Illinois Jets, 19.4 3/4. Jakaya Calvin, Illinois Gold Track Club, 19.6 1/4. Amari Roussel from River Parish Hornets, 20 feet 1 1/2. And Devin Bolden from Impact Speed Athletics, the top jump in flight 1, 20 feet 10 1/2. Flight 2 now warming up. In that flight is our decathlon champion, Michigan State champion in the long jump, Zachary Stadnika. Keep an eye on him and all of our jumpers as that event unfolds.
Roughly 82 seconds at the first 400 meters. Our leader now, number 4, that's Tamron Thornburg, Shawnee Mission, Kansas. J.R. Jones, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Parker Shortall of Canton, Georgia, 3rd. 4th, Brandon King of Leander, Texas, now moving into 3rd. Tamron Thornburg still leading out of the water jump pit. Thornburg, 800 meters in roughly 2:29. 2:29 for our leader, Tamron Thornburg. Now in 2nd, Alexander Matlis Lee of Eastleigh, South Carolina, wearing hip number 6. J.R. Jones, hip number 16, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In the 4th, that's number 2, Cameron Covington, Pelham, Alabama. But all giving chase on Tamron Thornburg, who is for the time being broke in the field. Again, with a 2-section final, this is all time finals. Top 8 times will be crowned our All-Americans for the 2016 AAU Junior Olympic Steeple. Thornburg again in and out of the water jump pit well, as he's the first in this field to hit the home stretch. He'll be making his way up 2 laps to go. Still Alexander Matlis Lee in 2nd. Now in the 3rd, that's Cameron Covington. Two to go, Tamron Thornburg, Shawnee Mission, Kansas. Thornburg, Matlis Lee, and Covington, your lead 3 with 2 laps remaining. 4th place, J.R. Jones, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And in 5th, now passing into 4th, wearing hip number 9, that's John Reese of Lewisburg, Kansas. Meanwhile, back up front, running into the curve toward the water jump pit, Tamron Thornburg. All eyes on the water jump pit. Thornburg in and out once more. Your leader coming up the stretch, Cameron Thornburg, over the steeple, approaching 1 lap to go. Cameron Thornburg reaching the bell in approximately 5:19. This is last lap now. Alexander Matlis Lee still holding second. Closing in third is Cameron Covington of Pelham, Alabama. Cameron Thornburg, having broken the field early, still running well. He'll set the standard for the next section. Thornburg now heading into the curve toward the water jump pit. His last to negotiate. Cameron Covington now moving into second. That's Alexander Matlis Lee now in third. But out of the water jump pit, Cameron Thornburg, Shawnee Mission, Kansas. 1 steeple left, then the finish. Thornburg over well. Here he comes. About 30 meters out. Thornburg crosses the line in 6:39.45 officially. Covington with a big sprint for home. Cameron Covington taking second in 6:54.22, followed by Alexander Matlis Lee for third in 6:58.92.
Here are your 8 finalists in the 17, 18-year-old boys shot put. Patrick Larison, 52.8 3/4. Ethan Rue, 53 feet 9 3/4. Javon Foreman, Detroit Pal Elite, 53.11 3/4. Bobby Smith, Central Texas Cruisers, 55.11 1/4. James Stout, 58 feet 9 1/4. Stephen DeBaub from Rod's Throw Crew, 59.3 1/2. Cooper Campbell from Rod's Throwing Crew, 60 feet 8 3/4. And Gabriel Oladipo, Jr., the top throw so far in the prelims of the 17, 18-year-old boys shot put, 61 feet 1/4 inch.
Our second section, our seated section for the 17 and 18-year-old young men 2K steeple. We have 22 slated for this field. Anthony Pena, East Moline, Illinois. Randy Carter Jr., Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Jonathan Johnson, Fort Washington, Maryland. Parker Phillips, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Jonel Joe, Wilmington, Delaware. Jerron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. Jared Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. Ryan Brands, McKinney, Texas. Nashawn Collins, Beechwood, Ohio. William Devaney, Katy, Texas. Matthew Griffiths of Sulphur, Louisiana. Cam Therio of Baytown, Texas. Christian Hernandez of Spring, Texas. Cameron Horn, Post Falls, Idaho. Nathan Pohl, Canton, Michigan. Andreas Aregas, Round Rock, Texas. Hunter Henderson, Topeka, Kansas. Oscar Tolentino, Grand Prairie, Texas. Samuel Schrade, Houston, Texas. Nathan Knorr, Quincy, Michigan. Temesgen Solomon of Richardson, Texas. And Joseph Mercier of White Lake, Michigan. And we have a clean start. Section 2, as I said, our seated section, 17 and 18-year-old young men, 2,000-meter steeplechase underway. You can see them making their way around the first bend. About 80 meters from their first steeple. Out front, that's number 2, Randy Carter Jr. of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Number 4, Parker Phillips, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. And number 6, Jaron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. Hanging back, that's number 1, Anthony Pena of East Moline, Illinois, now positioning himself, as is everyone else up front and throughout the field, for the first water jump. And in they go, and out they come. Number 6 now, Jaron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas, looking very smooth up the home stretch as they'll come up the 4 laps remaining in this 2K. Janelle Joe of Wilmington, Delaware. He was 4th in this race last year. First 400 meters reached in about 71 seconds. Very good opening 400 for this field. But as to be expected, after all, this is the national championship. And we do have an incredible amount of talent in this race. Let's continue to urge them on. Number 6, Jaron Hamilton of Grand Prairie, Texas, on the rail. It's number 2, Randy Carter Jr., Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Number 5, Janelle Joe of Wilmington, Delaware, now taking the lead. As we said, 4th last year in this championship. Roughly 2:23 at 800 meters. As Joe leads Hamilton over that steeple. Making their way now past the Fanavision. Sitting 3rd right now, that's Parker Phillips wearing hip number 4. Janelle Joe, Wilmington, Delaware. Jaron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. Parker Phillips, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. In 4th, number 2, Randy Carter Jr., Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Coming up to the next water jump pit. Hamilton now sneaking ahead. Clear line for the pit. There he goes. Janelle Joe now sitting on his back wheels. They approach the home stretch. They'll be coming up on 2 laps to go. Jaron Hamilton and Janelle Joe running 1-2. Parker Phillips still sitting 3rd but chipping away at the leaders. 2 laps to go. 3:42 on the clock with 800 meters remaining in this 17 and 18-year-old young men's 2,000-meter steeplechase. That's Hamilton on the rail, Joe on the outside. And Phillips continues to chip up. Jaron Hamilton now in front. A little surge trying to create some separation. Janelle Joe will have nothing of it as he sits right there in Hamilton's slipstream. Parker Phillips continuing to whittle away at the leaders. Jaron Hamilton, Janelle Joe approaching the water jump yet again. Little surge to the steeple, touch and go. Both young men in and out safely and deftly as they hit the home stretch. And they'll be approaching the bell lap. Steeple cleared, 40 meters to the bell. Hamilton checking over his shoulder. And bell lap reached roughly in 5 minutes even. Still no change as they come past the fan of vision. Number 6, Jerron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. Number 5, Janelle Joe, Wilmington, Delaware. Still in third, Parker Phillips, Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Down the backstretch, Hamilton now picking up. Joe attempting to respond. Phillips in third. Jerron Hamilton heading for the water jump. His last water jump in this competition. Hamilton now with a kick. Accelerating well into the water jump. Done very well. Here he comes. One steeple left to negotiate. Jerron Hamilton. Number 6, Jerron Hamilton, Grand Prairie, Texas. But 20 meters from the end, our 2016 AAU Junior Olympic champion, 6:11:45. Janelle Joe up for second. Joe, 6:19:91. Just over Parker Phillips with a great kick. His time, 6:20:30. Folks, another public service announcement. Please don't be fooled by the occasional cloud cover. Today promises to be very warm, perhaps the warmest of the week. Forecast 99 degrees with high humidity. Please, having said that, please stay in the shade when you have opportunities. When you're out in the stands cheering on our competitors on the track or in the field, please remember to stay hydrated. Please remember to wear sunscreen. Take every precaution you can to stay safe. We have a couple cases of heat exhaustion this week. We do applaud our medical team for having taken care of that promptly. If you do see someone in distress, please contact them. Also, please be mindful of the little ones. Sometimes you know how forgetful they are. We want to make sure that they stay safe as well. And again, AAUTV.org. It's streaming now, streaming live as it has all week long, and will continue to do so for free. We've had an incredible number of outstanding performances. Along with that, 13 national records to boot. Promises to continue to be just as exciting and electrifying the rest of the week. Please stay tuned to AAUTV.org. Ladies and gentlemen, here are official results for the boys' steeplechase. First, the 15 and 16-year-olds. In 8th, Colin Overstreet, 6:42.42. 7th place, Austin Zirkle, 6:39.12. In 6th, Jordan Turan, 6:38.19. 5th,